Hi, Natalia.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. All right. A little bit early. I just want to make sure I had everything all set up
Okay.
and working. It looks like it is. Okay. Looks like we lost one. Which one did we lose? Wells Fargo. There's Mora. Oh, okay. I know which one we lost. Hi, did everybody for this morning's hearings get the Zoom codes? I only see one person in the waiting room, and that's the attorney for Wells Fargo.
I sent everyone the Zoom codes.
No, nobody else is in this morning. So I'm going to give it about 5 minutes before I pop up the meeting, if he's still the only one in.
Yeah, I sent everyone.
Well, that way we'll have a few minutes to hear if people are having trouble getting on.
At 20 CC 816 is to start at 10. Wells Fargo's at 9, and then 302 claim of exemption hearing.
19 CC, no, 20 CC one. Wait a minute. Wells Fargo is 19 CC 116. 20 CC 816 is Surf Consultants. Is that also going at 9? And then I have a claim of exemption.
That's at 9.
The claim of exemption's at 9?
Yes.
So the surf,
At 10. The surf.
all right. Why don't we see if we can get the surf colony people to Zoom in, at 9. We'll ask them if they can sign in a little early, because that is probably about a 5-minute hearing, maybe. It's just a default.
Okay.
So
Let me email them.
yeah, just see if they wouldn't mind Zooming in early, because their hearing is literally going to take 5 minutes. If they can't, that's fine. I'll just come back on at 10. But I have a feeling that these hearings are going to go quickly, considering I've got nobody on Zoom other than the Wells Fargo attorney. Cool?
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Not now, thanks.
All right, bye. You playing hockey tonight?
No, tonight we have a bye week. Because there's so much ice time, every, like 3 or 4 weeks that you go by, the team gets off.
Oh, so you just have a break.
So you just won't play again. I'm playing next.
Oh, cool.
So we played last Thursday.
Great, great.
But we'll have to keep you updated.
Yeah, I'd like to come watch you guys. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't usually do much on Thursday nights. Just
We'll get you up there when we play on the teams to our level.
okay. One that you can kick the pants off
Last
of?
week we got killed.
Yeah. Oh well, that happens sometimes. I broke my ankle when I first started dating my husband by sliding into third base when we were 21 runs up. So like I still look back on that and I go, what in the heck was I thinking? I was firmly on second base. I just decided to go for it.
So then you went third,
Yeah, I rolled it. Yeah.
we hit the dirt.
Cleat hit the dirt. Yeah. I was definitely.
Bad break.
Yeah, I ended up going up to Tampa. I actually had to have surgery. The guy that did my surgery up in Tampa is the guy who works on the ankles for the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's how bad my break was. Broke the talus bone. Yeah, I know, it was bad. So now I'm very, very careful because I don't want to break anything anymore. Oh, I've got all that. Yeah. Yeah, it's reconstructed, yeah. Yeah, it only hurts.
You feel a difference when it gets cold?
Yeah, that's the only time it hurts. Yeah,
Just aches.
yeah. But usually it doesn't bother me. I was supposed to have another surgery and I never have had to have another one, knock on. You know, I've just been, I think working out a lot helps it, just keeping it moving. Yeah, I've been trying to make it stronger because I do not want another surgery. Like, no, thank you. So, well, this is so weird with my civil hearings this week. Like, people aren't showing up.
Somebody came downstairs, just a citizen,
Today?
by the name of Abel Reynolds.
Today?
Yeah.
For today's hearings?
Supposedly they were supposed to come and see you, but I think he was the wrong date. But his name is Abel Reynolds. It sounds like a criminal case. I think this is the Abel Reynolds from the market. They gave him a new court date of 3/25.
Oh, okay. So he was here on the wrong date, but he knows.
We gave him a new court date, but it sounds like it's a criminal case.
That name- Not today. Next week I am. But remember yesterday or the day before, I had a couple of people who zoomed in when they weren't supposed to for traffic court. They were a day early, so.
He showed up downstairs.
Oh,
Like
that name sounds familiar to me. I think he might be on a pretrial.
That's a lovely guy. I know who he is.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're 5 after. I'm going to let this lawyer in and see what he has to say. Good morning. Hi.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
How are you? Good. So it looks like we're having some difficulties this morning with Zoom, or nobody is signing in because I have your case set for a motion for summary judgment in the Wells Fargo versus Prey case, 19 CC 116, but I don't have the attorney. I only have you, and then I have 2 other cases set this morning where I literally have nobody signing in. So I actually just contacted my judicial assistant to see if anybody was having trouble or if they didn't get the Zoom codes.
Well, in my case, opposing counsel is not appearing. We have a consent judgment.
Oh, good. Okay, that's great. So that makes my job easier because I actually was sitting here waiting for a few minutes just to see,
Yeah.
if the other attorney signed in, because we've had some difficulties lately with people not being able to sign in or getting kicked off the internet. And I've been trying to be really aware of that in my rulings so that I don't default somebody or have a hearing without them present if they're having trouble. So, all right. So you guys have a consent judgment and you're going to send it to me?
Yeah, we're just requesting 15 days to submit the consent final judgment, Your Honor.
Sure, that works for me. Fantastic. I love when you attorneys work things out, because I was looking at this file and I read all of the various back and forth this morning, and it looked like it could go either way. You guys were either going to work it out or it could become like just a big,
Yeah.
So good job getting it done.
Yeah, we got it done yesterday, so.
Fantastic. Good. Well, then I'm just going to take this and this and this to the shredder. I did read it though. It was interesting. Interesting reading all the affirmative defenses. So I was looking forward to hearing actually forward to hearing the defendant's arguments about why those affirmative defenses were valid, but now I don't have to.
All right. Well, thanks, Your Honor. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Very nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. Have a great day.
Bye. All right, Natalia, I'm gonna put the meeting on hold right now, and I'm just gonna hang out in the courtroom to see if we get some more people.
That last case, you grant the motion for attorney's fees and the summary judgment?
This case, no, she's going to send in a consent judgment.
A consent judgment, okay.
Yeah, basically what she's telling me is that the plaintiff and the defendant have come to an agreement, and they're going to actually send in an agreed final judgment to me.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that works for me. They're just working on it, so we won't have to. So basically, I think what we would just say is motion for summary judgment not heard, parties reached an agreement.
Okay,
And agreed order to be submitted within 15 days.
okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Natalia, looks like we have one case that's going at 10, and that's Surf Consultants versus David.
Okay.
Right now we're trying to see what's happening with asset acceptance versus Mora. It may not have been noticed.
Okay.
That was for garnishment.
This would be a claim of exemption. I'm looking at the court file. It doesn't show that a notice of hearing ever went out. It looks like what happened was, I think I probably set it in open court in December to move it to today, but the plaintiff never filed a notice of hearing.
That's what it looks like.
So what we probably need to do is we need to reset it and direct the plaintiff to file a notice of hearing.
Okay, I'm gonna email them.
Okay, all right, so this is just gonna be continued, Natalia.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and I'll come back on at 10.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thanks, bye. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Okay, we're here on the Surf Consultants versus David case, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Motion for judicial default.
Yes. And it looks to me like when I looked at it, he was served back on July the 24th of 2020. I didn't see a clerk's default, which I usually see in advance of a motion for a judicial default. But then I went back and read the rule, and it doesn't appear that that's a condition precedent, which, you know, I wasn't really aware of, because I you know, when I was a practicing attorney before becoming a judge, everybody always filed the clerk's default first, then the motion for default final judgment. But I didn't see anything in the rule that says it's required. So I wondered to myself why people don't just automatically file the motion if the clerk's default isn't actually required.
Right. I think in this instance, they spoke with the defendant and felt like, based on that alone, it made more sense just to put it in front of a judge and notice for hearing than just to move for some sort of clerk's default is, I think, the reason they did it.
Okay.
And they tried to notice him for this particular hearing, Your Honor, and it says the mail was returned. So obviously he is moved.
I had a question about that too, because when I looked at the service on him, he was served at 645 105th Avenue North, and that he also was working for Gomez Tennis Academy. So we had a good address for him at the tennis academy, it looks like. But then when he was, wait a minute. He looks like he was served at the tennis academy. But then the notice of hearing goes to 853 91st Avenue North, apartment 2. So I'm just wondering how we get to these different addresses, because I looked at the addresses on the file just to see why we had so many different addresses.
My guess is they probably tried to serve him wherever they could find him, Your Honor. And I think my notes indicate that's the last good address they had for him. If he was served there without being a rascal, he has some obligation to notify the clerk of any change of address and that sort of thing. I don't know if Madam Clerk is showing that he's after service shown any change of address with the clerk. That's not in my notes here from the firm. I'm covering for the firm, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason why that I brought it up, sir, is that it looks like the service address was 645 105th Avenue North. That's where they said he lived. And then the notice of hearing went to 853 91st Avenue North, apartment 2. So I'm trying to figure out how we went from one service address, which is 645 105th Avenue North, that he lived, and then the new address for this notice of hearing was 853 91st Avenue North. What I don't want is I don't want it to just have been maybe a clerical mistake that they had the wrong address down for this gentleman and he didn't get notice of this hearing.
Right. Your Honor, I think the only thing I can say as an officer of the court, I'm just reading notes, of course. The last paragraph says, we sent the motion for default to the defendant at 853 91st Avenue North, apartment 2 in Naples, 34108, which is the address at which the defendant was served, which isn't consistent with what you're saying.
No, it's not.
You want to reset it and tell him that?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
I don't have a copy of the return.
No, you're right. You're right. You know what happened? I looked at the verified return of service and it said in the first paragraph, you know, the 1301 Imperial Golf Course address. But then when I go down further on the summons, it says I executed service at the address of 853 91st Avenue North, apartment 2, which is the usual abode of this defendant. And they actually tried to serve him at 645 105th Avenue North, which was that the other address we had, 645? Yeah, and it said that one was vacant. So
it looks like he was sent mail to the address in which he was served, Your Honor?
That's what it looks like. It looks like he was sent to the mail. Looks like the mail went to where he was served. And also the Imperial Golf Course, the employer was no longer valid because he wasn't working there at the time. So your last known address for him is what was referenced in the court file as being the address where he lived when he got served. So that makes me feel much more comfortable.
Okay.
And he's not here this morning, so the court will grant the default judgment.
And I will have them forward final judgment to you post haste, Your Honor? I'm assuming you don't have any of that.
I don't think I do. I didn't see it.
Okay, I'll take care of that in my email right now.
Okay, you guys can just email it to my judicial assistant, Jennifer. If it comes over in Word, I can upload it to the portal.
Okay, perfect.
Okay?
I'll have them take care of that post haste, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have an awesome weekend.
You too. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, bye. Bye, Natalia. That's it for this morning. I'll see you this
Okay, thank you, Your
afternoon.
Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Can
Okay,
you
see
hear
you
me?
this What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. I have problems. You go in and out.
really? That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alrighty. Well, I'll see you this afternoon.
Okay, see you this afternoon.